Hey, what's up, bros? I want to show you my app. It's called ToyBro. I've been working on it for a while now. It's progressed a lot. This is just a website. It's actually two parts. It's a Android app and it's also a server backend. Uh, so the goal of ToyBro is to develop a massive database community catalog ranging from the 1940s until present to categorize and preserve all the information of all these toys. Uh, it's also primarily meant to be a replacement for Google Lens for toy collectors. We're already matching or outperforming Google Lens in that regard. Uh, it's a lot of things. It's a toy show, toy store finder. All right, well, why don't I just show you the app? How about that? Um, there's some information here on the page. A lot of this is still, it's kind of a little too noisy, and I need to do some work on the page still. You got to sign in through Google. Uh, First time you log in, you got to sign in, and it should keep you signed in after that. So here you go. It's pretty much what you'd expect. Loads up on the camera view. Like I said, I'm still playing with this. It's not exactly what I want it to look like in the end. Um, but yeah, basic kind of Google Lens vibe here. You pretty much have all the same features you would have up here in the corner. You can turn the flash on, off, or automatic. One thing we have here are some histories. You can see your previous searches. You can see the previous pictures you've uploaded. Um, so it tracks stuff like that. Uh, some cool features we have. Similar to Lens, you can put in some keywords here. We also have a history, so it can track that stuff too, make it easier on you. Um, if you do put in something here, like we'll hit robot, and we'll say use key. So you see how you notice how it lights up yellow now, that ring. Another thing we can do that's really useful for action figures and toys is we can put in a height. Generally, uh, Lens and that kind of stuff is not really great at judging height because lots of times we're not giving it anything to go off of. It's just on a neutral background or so this really helps out a lot. So whatever we choose here is going to turn that kind of a bright pink. So this helps you remember and should be a visual cue of what's turned on, turned off here, because lots of times when you're taking a lot of pictures, you might forget, and if one of these is on, it's going to screw up the results basically. So for right now, let's just turn these both back off. Uh, Really don't need them right now. Like things are working pretty well right now. Those early on testing, those were really needed those, and of course they're going to help. They're going to help narrow down your search for sure of anything you're doing. But so do a little demo here. Um, I've gone through several stages technology-wise with the search engine and stuff. It's not Google Lens. This is not like on the back end. This is not Google. Google does not license Lens. Um, they license a lot of the parts of Lens. Uh, you have to kind of get some of the bits and pieces, and then you have to put it all together. And I had to design all the logic and all the wiring to put everything together, and it wasn't easy. I'm gonna be honest, it really wasn't easy. I know people are always going to think like, oh, it's just Google Lens. Like, no, it is not. Started off, I was just doing AI searches using Gemini, and that was it was slow. It was mostly accurate. I would say Gemini ranged somewhere between 70 to 80% accuracy, but it really wasn't that good. It was really frustrating because it was taking like 30 to 40 seconds. It was expensive, and it didn't return as good as results as Google Lens does. So I kept pushing past that, and the redesigning Google Lens route for toys was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought that was going to be not a big deal, but no, there are a lot of hurdles. There were a lot of hurdles with that. Um, so what's going on here? This is something that's not in our catalog. I think. Wait, let's see what it says here. Fast Lens with catalog. Maybe he might be. Let's see. No, I don't think he is. I don't think I put Beastman in yet. Um, So if it's in our catalog right now, you're gonna get super fast results. That's the goal. If it's in our catalog, your end user is probably going to see results in about 3 seconds. If it has to do a web search, right now we're averaging like pretty much, like this one went 10 seconds, but like pretty solid, man. It's like right at 9. You're right around 9 seconds on most web searches. So it's going to make a main identification here. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background. It's doing reverse image search, but it's also checking that. Like it does a lot of there's multiple things looking at the image to confirm that it's the image. It's not AI. It's just basically how a reverse image works. I think it's called a transformer, honestly. It's so basically Optimus Prime is comparing two images and saying yes, these are the same thing in the image. It's a really lightweight, algorithmic based kind of thing. But I'm making it sound way too easy. It's not. It's not. There's multiple things looking at this. Like, so if it runs into problems, it reanalyzes and looks at finer detail. There's a ton of shit going on here. So Beastman is not in our catalog. Took about 9-10 seconds. Right now in beta, I'm asking everybody. There's a lot of stuff here. Like what the actual end user sees eventually won't exactly look like this. We have extra buttons and stuff here. So everybody, right now, I'm asking you to. This is Beastman, so just hit confirm. Essentially, you can't leave this page until you do something here. If you get a false positive, you hit deny. That'll automatically bring up the notes, and I'm asking you to put in the name of the what it really is. And the other way you do that is down here now. This was actually like an older method of that, for our first testing. But now that we're getting good reverse image searches, you should down here in the top 5, you should be getting the correct one. Like right now, I was saying. So with the Gemini search, we were like 70-80% accuracy. Now we're high 90s. Like top 5, we're like 99% or something. Like it's really high. Top 1 is also like probably like 90% or higher. So you should be getting really strong results now if it goes to a web search. Like I say, if it can find it in our catalog, you're going to get a search. You're going to get a return generally in about 3 to 5 seconds. It's got to go to the web. It's going to be about 9 seconds. Still working on trying to refine that. I think I can get it down, but there's a lot going on there. The base reverse image search takes about 5 seconds. So everything's on top of that. And there's other stuff that just takes there's other stuff I can't. It is just what it is. So Lino is definitely in our catalog. We'll see if it kicks that back. Sometimes it'll still go to the web. If it's not, it's designed, and right now it's working pretty well. So yeah, it took about 9 seconds. It didn't pull from the catalog. It did do a web search. I'm okay with that right now though, because that's fine. That's fine. The more we build our catalog, this is all going to change. See right there, it prevents me from leaving, which is kind of a nuisance. But right now, you're just helping. You're really helping. And I might ease that restriction now that we're getting such higher results. But it was really just intended as a way to make sure that we were that I was remembering and other people would remember to do that, because it was early on. It was really critical that we log all that kind of data. Okay, what's this, like MP Dog or something? I can't think of this guy's name. Raw Dog. I don't think he's in the catalog, so this should come up. This should go to the web. What I've been noticing. Oh, that's our first mismatch. See, okay, it pulled it from the catalog. That's in our catalog. Oh, Law and Order. Wait. Okay, but Law and Order is in our catalog. Okay, so this is still kind of a thing I need to fine tune of exactly when it decides yes to catalog or to proceed to a web search, and also it's not quite. It's a weird mismatch. It shouldn't have done that. So this will give us an opportunity. We're going to say deny. Actually, wait. Cancel. This is how we do it now. So it's actually Law and Order. So we select that, and then switch it to Law and Order, and then we confirm that. Okay, that's the easy way to do that now, without leaving notes and stuff. All right. So still not perfect, but we're okay. So still all very much under development, and that's why one of the reasons I need help and beta testers and friends to try this app out and see what they think. So one of the things, okay, so we hit Ace McCloud. It did go to the web for that. Like I say, that's fine right now. Wait, so Manny Faces, it pulled that from the catalog. This is just something I'm really working on actively right now, is when it goes, like I was just saying, when it goes to the catalog and when it goes to the web. Okay, so you see right here, he's got a lot of accessories. This is another really cool thing about this app. So how we're already beating Google Lens is an average Google Lens by my rough count usually goes about 4 seconds. Like until you get a result. Sometimes it seems really fast, like sub-second, but really if you count like 1, 2, 3, it's between 3 and 4 seconds before it even returns a result. Then you have to scroll the images. You have to. It generally does not give you a clear name of the toy, so you generally have to click on one so you get like the full title. If you want, all the information about it, like say, its accessories and just general information like that, then you're going to have to click through and go to another page, do some manual research. So I'm going to say like you're probably your average like full you know image search probably, I mean, it's hard to say. It's probably at least in like the 15 to 20 second range if you're doing like a full search. If you're just doing like a quick search, you're probably still 10 seconds, pretty much where we're at. Like you're gonna be at where we're at, or I think higher, which I think is really impressive right now because we're giving you the actual toy. That was the intention, was like not to give you like a lot of uh, stuff you got to scroll through and figure it out. I mean, we do a little bit of that here, but this just works better. Like this helps a lot, like for actually identifying, right? So this is a pretty good system we got going right now. Um, also be more like if you go to the actual this is something I maybe need to add to if you actually went to the actual catalog of this, which I'll show you that next. So right now you can research value. It's going to use Gemini to do that. Eventually we could pay for a service that would give us like I'm actually working through eBay right now, and I might be able to pull that data through eBay. I'm working on getting my eBay API, which I already got accepted into the program, but I need to get it set up. So that's going to be another data source we're going to have, just be able to pull directly from eBay their images. And I don't think you can get like I think it's sales from the last 3 months, but that should be that's usually good enough for most stuff like this. Anyway, so that's your basic search results. You gotta hit confirm, right? I'll probably change that, guys. You don't a lot of this you're not gonna do, or I won't make it mandatory anyway. It'll be optional. Let's try. I'm trying to get something that I know is in the catalog. I want to show you guys it because it does. Like if it knows for sure, it should do this one. It should hit this in about 3 or 4 seconds. The one-armed Max Ray, because it's the exact thing that's in the catalog. No, it went to the web, man. That's something I need to tweak a little bit more. I'm honestly right now I'd kind of rather it go to the web because we're getting such good results right now. Um, and then I can keep working on building up the catalog as I go because right now the catalog is kind of weak. Right now, okay, I'll show you guys the catalog. Let's confirm this. Go back. So this is your main page, just taking pictures and stuff. Then go here to the menu, and we got a whole lot of other stuff going on. This is where you're going to be able to find everything else that ToyBro does that really is going to set this apart for the toy collector. The core of it is the community catalog here, the second thing down. So right now I've been focusing on the 80s, and then expanding from there. Right now there's about 2,000 individual entries, individual toys in the catalog. But there's only about somewhere between 150 and 200 pictures, individual toys that have pictures. Some of them have multiple pictures, so I'm not exactly sure how many. So that's the next thing I really need to start working on, is just adding more pictures to this, and that's really what I need contributors for. They don't have to be good pictures, like that's what can make this so easy, and I'm really hoping people help out. Is these are the pictures that a lot of us just have laying around. They're old eBay pictures, they're field pictures where we've taken pictures of toys in our hand. I need that stuff. That stuff really helps for the identification, because those are the kind of pictures people are going to be actually taking. Yes, we also need pretty, well taken professional pictures. That's also a thing that would be great. But just having like normal, regular pictures like we all take to help build the database really helps. That'll really help with identification and everything going forward. So. Like I say, most of us in the 80s right now, this is all being automatically built. Uh, so a lot of it is going to be it's roughed out right now. It's still going to be roughed out. There's like right now, yeah, like Death Squad Commander, for whatever reason, that's out here in the subline. So anyway, stuff like that is happening. Let's keep going through, and I'll show you like a completed profile. Here's Obi-Wan. It's auto generating an original description for everything right now. As part of the research process, it does. Uh, all this is going to be editable by mods. Uh, so a really cool thing that I've been building with the database is the factual line profile and the factual toy profile. This is just like hard data about all these toys. This is the stuff that's really going to help conserve uh, just toys, like the forgotten toy lines and stuff. This I think this is going to be really key to help chronicle and conserve a lot of that kind of stuff. So the factual toy profile is just like I say, it's just hard data. This is just stuff about it. Um, Again, this has all been automatically generated. Some of it may be incorrect, but so far it seems to be doing a really good job at it. Now, this stuff gets used on the back end for all kinds of things. Like we boil this down into a short list, and that gets used like as basically an algorithmic input for a lot of things. So it can make really snappy, quick decisions to say like, no, actually, it does it more as a way to confirm more as a way to deny than it does to confirm. But it'll use that system to say, no, it can't be this. It's not the right color. It's not the right glossy versus matte. It's not, it's not the right height. Like you inputting the height, that'll actually trigger that same kind of effect. It's like a hard rule that like, no, it can't be this because it's got to be this. So everything you see here, this got a little red thing. That means that there's no picture. A lot more generic description here. That's interesting. Let's see what's on Chewbacca. See, that's still pretty generic. I think the Alec I liked Obi-Wan because it was really detailed. It talked about Sir Alec Guinness. But I think that was done on a separate attempt, so might have to go through and have it redo some of these descriptions. Um, anyway, man, there's a lot of stuff already in here. I think the only one. Okay, there's a few pictures. See, yeah, right here, it did a really nice description. George the Animal Steel. But anyway, that's that. Um, and that's this is basically the heart of the community effort here is like just trying to build this up. The more the catalog grows, the faster identification becomes. That's really the key. Right now, we're not using any AI for the search process. You can do an advanced search. Um, there's a manual button to do it, but honestly, it's worse than anything else right now. I think there will be a point in the development. What I'm finding is that AI kind of helps in the development of this, but AI is not good at photo recognition. That's just not what it does. I think there's other things that do that a lot better. So um, I've been using some AI to develop the app, and I think going forward there is usage for developing like a quote unquote like toy identification expert agent that would be really good at identifying toys. Ideally, that would be like not a big AI. Like it would be something. It would be like an open source local model, a smaller model that would run on our server, be lightweight and not be some big nuisance to everyone. Um, I think that's very doable. I think there's only going to be a window for that usage though in the period of development of this app and the database where we're like really getting into like the older stuff. I think when we start getting into like some of the older like steel press and things like that, it might be useful to have that expert agent that can do like more in-depth searches. It might also be useful for rare toy lines. There's also other things like there's other search engines that we can tap into their data. Again, this all costs money, and this is all just kind of down the road. But like as far as doing like more advanced searches, we can tap into a larger global search engine that would possibly have more foreign made toys, just rare kind of stuff like that Google's data might not have. The Western search data might not incorporate. Oh God, I'm trying to think. I think that's a basic overview, guys. Like, there's so much with this. I've been doing so much. It's like really hard to keep up with it all. And I've tried to do a few of these videos, um, and it's hard to stay concise and short. So there's some other stuff here. There's some other stuff here you can do. So my collection will be like an extension of the community catalog. You can build your own like personal collection. So this is a way to track what you have, what you need. You'll be able to build your own personal checklist and stuff here. So if you're at a toy show and you're like, oh man, I forget all the parts I need, you'll be able to like bring that up really easily here. Like you'll you'll just be able to bring it. However, I end up figuring this out eventually. Like there'll be a way that you can just like for any toy line, you just bring up like a consolidated list, basically, of like, oh, okay, these are all the things I need for all the different toy lines. Or if you want to break it down to one toy line, however you want to do it, it'll be really easy for you to do it that way and find what you need at any toy show and to just to track all that stuff. You're, of course, going to have to input it some way, but we'll try to make that as easy as possible. Um, another thing we're going to do here is kind of gamify collecting your collection. So right now, whatever reason, it's not really working properly, but it's saying just because I have Macho Man that I've 100%ed Series 5. That's not true, of course, but you get the point here. Like if you did actually 100% Series 5, you would see that here. Also, we're going to like have like little cool little things that pop up, some little animations or badges that might display next to your community name. Uh, just little cool little things that incentivize and gamify the collecting experience. Community catalog, toy show and store locator. That's pretty self-explanatory. People right now. Hold on, let's try it. I think it did just try to do something. I don't think it's going to work though. Um, no. So it's right now it's only looking at our catalog, but eventually. Wait, try near me. No, okay. Yeah, right now it's only looking at our catalog. Eventually you'll be able to like start, do a Google search essentially right there too. But also if you're a vendor, you'll be able to create a listing here, um, yada yada yada. Uh, Pricing research, also self-explanatory. This really right now, like I say, it's pretty much going through Gemini. It's kind of accurate. I need to develop that a lot more. Settings, that's basic. Oh, batch upload. This is the big one. I can't believe I forgot. Let me talk about tester notes first. So this is just another way that you can communicate with me. If you find anything when you're using the app, or just something you don't like, or something doesn't work right, just anything. This gives you a way to communicate that, and I'll get the message. And we can if you do it this way, it makes it a lot easier for me just to input that directly into the programming AI, and it can find those bugs and work out those issues. Um, so batch upload. This is huge, guys. This is huge. I can't believe I forgot that I didn't lead this as like I should have led with this. But I guess it's good to finish on it. So the end app will also have this. So you'll be able to just take a bunch of pictures, set it and forget it, come back, and it will have looked them all up, and you'll know what they are. Eventually, like I'm saying, I'm setting up the eBay API to use for right now. Like the primary reason is just to get their image data, so we can search their images and stuff and their listings. Um, I'm hoping, yes, to get some pricing data from them, and eventually to be able to use a bridge so that you can do pricing research, essentially auto like uh, eBay listing creation. You can plug all that stuff into a listing, and then it would bridge that right over to eBay, and you would complete that listing. I think that's all doable. That's all just kind of speculation still at this point, though. Anyway, batch upload. I wish I had stuff kind of ready for this. I don't really want to upload anything to the server right yet. Crap. I didn't think about this. So it's very self-explanatory. It's actually really straightforward. There's 4 different ways you can do it. It's engineered to make this as easy as possible for you. So manifest. This is going to be the least used method. This is for people who already have an established database, or like they're a professional or hobbyist toy photographer or whatever instance, but they already have a bunch of images that are theirs. They own all the stuff. You guys have to own it. Everything has to be your own personal images. You can't just download stuff off the internet. That's the whole point. Um, So this is for somebody who has like a whole database, and it's just they want like you can combine all that with like correctly named images. You can combine that with a text document that's going to be a manifest that can input like the description or whatever. Like it can do all that stuff. Way more advanced than probably what most people are going to need. File names. This is going to be like the preferred method. I hope at least starting off most people use. This gives the most assurance and confidence that things are properly identified. Uh, so you would upload a file. The file would be the toy line or the subline. You would name it that, and then each individual image would be named for the toy that it is. Uh, that gives it basically all the information it needs to plug all that stuff into the catalog or create a new entry in the catalog without even going to the web. It doesn't have to do anything. The next one is discovery. This is still fine. Um, this is the lazy way. That's it's fine. I don't care. I would still rather people contribute however they want to. I'd rather people contribute this way than not. Um, so this is just like you give it a file name that is named for the toy line or subline. Then the images would be unnamed. Is then going to take available data. It's going to do web searches and identify those. You're going to on this page. You're going to basically get the same thing you would on the other uh, return search returns page. You're going to be able. It's going to give you the one that it thinks it is, and then you're going to get 5 to choose from. You're going to select the one that it is. You're confirm a couple things, and then it just you do it and it goes through. Um, the key here is just making sure what you do is accurate because this is when you do it through this page, this is actually going to go directly into the catalog. Like I'm not even going to check it first. I am trusting you guys know more about toys than I do. That's the key here. So just make sure what you do here is accurate. Once you actually output is accurate, I'm sure if you do make a mistake, you'll catch it or someone else will catch it. So it's not a huge deal, but still just try to be as accurate as possible. The other way is jungle. This is just pure chaos. Like you're going to give it a file. The images are going to be unnamed, and the toys are going to be from all different lines. Just it's just a mix of all kinds of shit, and then you're going to have to manually go through those returns to make sure everything's right, and then it'll do the rest of the work and it'll plug it all into the catalog where they all need to go. Um, okay, this is just optional stuff you can give it. You can put in some clues here and stuff. Like if you're doing this, if you just want, basically you can communicate essentially like you would through, with an to an AI. You're communicating to Gemini AI in this dialog box. This is like you can actually talk to it and be like, this is this is this this is this. Um, you can give it just basic information, whatever you need to that might help. Most times, like I say, if you use these formats and stuff, you're not really going to need to do that. I guess with Jungle, if you want to be like some of these are blah blah blah, and the other ones are blah blah blah. That would help. That would help, and it would figure that out, and it would give it a place to start. Um, if you get stuck in a dialog box, like that's something that keeps happening on this phone. I don't know if it's me or, but the solution that it created already was just this little keyboard symbol that'll get you out of the box if you get stuck. This is just still recommended file name stuff. Um, Image preparation, that's pretty self-explanatory. You can turn auto crop on and off. It'll shrink it. Pretty much just keep auto resize oversized images on, and then you would confirm that you give permission for us to use your images, select your images, and then queue the batch. It really is super simple. If you guys have any issues with it, um, let me know. I'll just make another video where I go over that part of it. Okay, we're already 35 minutes. Really appreciate you guys. If you sat through this, you're still watching, really appreciate you. If you end up contributing, I really appreciate you. I hope you guys all think this is awesome. I do. I'll see you guys later. One more thing that I forgot to mention that's important right now um, is I'm really trying to encourage commercial contributors, uh, both from established databases online and from toy shops, toy sellers, toy museums, whoever out there may want to collaborate and contribute for mutual benefit. Um, I need pictures, I need data, I need curators, I need people contributing. For that, I am willing to give ad space. Um, so, for instance, if you contribute, if you're a commercial contributor and you're contributing a lot, you would get like a little billboard right here. Like if you upload the Killer Bee, uh, or accessories or whatever, you would get a little billboard here. You get some linkage. There may be some other, because I'm also going to have another thing I needed to talk about was the marketplace. The marketplace and trading system I want to institute. It's you won't trade and you won't do any of that directly through the app, but what it will allow us to do is so you like when you're building your collection, like your collect, like I was explaining, you'll have your own collection. You'll be able to do checklists and stuff. One of the things you're going to be able to do with that is you're going to be able to say, hey, I need this and I want it, and that will put a signal out to the system. And then if someone else has put into their checklist, I have this, or you'll also be able to put in a quantity. You'll be able to say, I have 10 of these, I have 10 He-Man swords. Uh, those two signals can meet in the middle, and ToyBro can help bring those people together. I know I've talked to this with several of you people about parts trading, and there just needs to be a way to do that, and this is it. Um, so along with that, you also be, we may limit that somewhat to because we are going to have to establish some sort of a reputation system, and be able to report bad sellers and bad buyers. Um, but we'll just be kind of careful and slow how we develop this and make sure it's good. But it'll be a way to help people connect with stuff they need and be able to connect with the sellers, or trade, or just trade directly with another another collector. Um, so you will be able, as a commercial entity, I'll say, as a commercial entity, you will be able to establish a presence here. You'll have a profile page. Um, there will be some linkage to your store, like if you're a parts seller, like for an eBay parts seller, for instance, because there are some parts sellers I would love to get into this. Um, you would there'd be some linkage there if someone needed that part. It'd be able to take directly to your store. But there might also be a sub list that would list to other people's stores, right? Because at some point we will, if there's a lot of people contributing, there will be some competition for the billboard stuff, and so eventually I would develop some sort of algorithmic uh, basis, just to auto create that, so there wouldn't be any hurt feelings. Um, I mean, it might rotate between people who gets the billboard, and it would make that a good way to do it. I mean, there's a lot. My little marketplace, commercial contributors, for like the people who might have databases. I just want to play nice with everybody as much as I can. I want this to be a community effort and a good thing for everyone. So it's not meant to take away from databases that are already established. It's meant to be more of a hub to those places. So again, like if anyone's, if this applies to anyone, just talk to me, and we're going to do our best to make this all happen and work it out.